What's up, guys? How we doing? So we got Birmingham, Alabama this weekend, a triple crown after a week off. Can Chase redeem himself? And what's going to happen with the four title contenders in the East? There's a lot of stuff on the line this weekend. I've been telling you how good of a pain cream Nano-Xtreme is, and a lot of you have already tried it. And when you're ready to purchase it, head over to Nano-Xtreme, use code COOKSY, and get free shipping. And if you haven't tried it, click the link in the description, get your sample of Nano, and stop taking Advil and all these different pills that you need to take for pain. Just use some Nano-Xtreme and head over to the Coach Rob Show. Coach Rob's YouTube channel has all sorts of good content, from interviews with guys like Connor Fields, Big E, Tony Alessi. He's got the amateur show, he's got the vet show, and a plethora of knowledge when it comes to training and physical fitness. Head over to Coach Rob's YouTube.
You need people like me so you can point your fucking fingers and say, that's the bad guy.
Before I get into Birmingham, I want to talk about the Darren Lawrence incident that I'm going to be talking about next week. I have got multiple witnesses who've confirmed that this has happened. Now, I have texted Darren Lawrence and I'm waiting to hear back. So next week when I go live with this, I don't want to hear everyone say, oh, did you check with these people? Did you find out? Did you get both sides? I'm trying. But if Darren Lawrence won't talk to me and tell me his side of the incident, I'm going to go with the information I have. So Darren Lawrence, if you want your side, please call me. You got my number. I text you, and I'd be willing to listen to anything you have to say. Open invitation to anyone that I criticize on my channel. You have an open invitation to come on here and debate me publicly or call me out on something if you think I got it wrong. That's you, Davey Coombs, Darren Lawrence, that's Jacob Hayes, Rich Taylor, any of you guys that have issues with things that I say. Come on my show. If you're really worried about it, come on my show. Tell the truth, and let's find out what's going on here. All right, so now to the good stuff. The Birmingham, Alabama Triple Crown. And I saw some of the footage from press day, and I was excited to see the dirt. Looks like it's going to hold up. It's not going to, it's a dirt bike track, so it's going to get some ruts. It's going to get some bumps, but I don't think it's going to completely fall apart like Indianapolis. Like, that was a joke. That was almost like a mud race toward the end. It was complete survival. This track looks like it's going to hold together pretty well. Just from what I saw earlier, it looks like there's some potential for some big rhythms. We're going to see some quads, some fives, if the track holds up, because in these short races, that intensity's up. It's going to be a wild one here. All the guys are rested up after a week off, and there's a lot of pressure on a couple guys. Chase Sexton, in particular, has a lot of pressure on him. He's only 15 points down in the championship, and if you told me that he had 4 weeks like he had just had, blowing races, doing crazy stuff, and you told me at the end of that, there's still going to be 8 races left and he's only going to be 15 points down in the championship, I'd be like, wow, you're crazy. Okay, well, yeah, that still leaves him with a good shot at winning this championship. But what he can't do is go out there and lose points or make another mistake. If he loses points to Cooper Webb or throws away another silly race, he doesn't necessarily have to win, but he does have to finish in front of Cooper Webb. Because every race that Cooper Webb gets points on him, that's one race left that they don't have to go after it, and that points gap increases. So then you'll have 7 races and 18 points, 6 races and 21 points. It gets closer and closer to a clinching situation for Cooper Webb. So Chase has to make sure he gets points on Cooper Webb. He can lose points to Roxon or anyone else that's going to win the race, but he can't lose any points to Cooper Webb. If he gets a second, and Webb gets a third, that's fine. He doesn't have to go after that win. He doesn't have to push and make sure that he gets every point available, but he does have to get more than Cooper Webb. Now, if Chase can win this round and win the next round, and we're talking a 6-point gain there, that's assuming Cooper Webb gets second, we have ourselves a whole new series with 6 rounds to go. So it's a long ways from over, and anything can happen in Supercross, and it usually does. Who would have guessed that both Tomac and Jet would both be out for the season? Not many people. And who would have guessed that Ken Roxon was going to be in the title fight? And I know he's a little ways out. I think he's 25 points down. But Ken Roxon's very much alive in this title fight. if he's over whatever illness he had, if it was just a temporary, if this falls into the typical pattern, because every single year, Ken Roczen, towards the end of the year, he gets this chronic fatigue, this Epstein-Barr type, like something gets him at the end of every season. If he wins a couple rounds, I mean, he's only 25 points down, I think. I think he's 25 points down, maybe 26. If he can get on a run, win a couple races, he's right back in there. This is his last and best opportunity to win this elusive Supercross championship, because next year, when Jet's back, other guys will step up. Justin Cooper will probably figure out how to do the whoops. It's going to get harder, and Roczen's just getting older. And Ken Roczen is good at these Triple Crowns, and the way that this track looks like it's laid out, it's a track that suits Roczen very well. I will not be surprised. In fact, I would probably say he is the favorite to win this weekend, just barely over Chase, but then you can never count out Webb. So, I mean, it's really close between those top three. If he goes on a run, and if he can win 2 or 3 in the next 3 or 4, he will put himself right back in the title fight. He'll still probably be down on points, but he's going to have a legit shot at winning his first 450 Supercross championship. Justin Cooper is quietly 4th in the points. He has been riding amazing lately. He got his second career podium with that second place finish in Indianapolis, and he's been threatening for a podium for a long time. His weakness is whoops. If they break down to where you can jump them, he's just fine. If you have to skim, man, he's like a roadblock in those whoops. He just can't. He gives up almost a half a second to these guys that are just pinning it through there. If he can figure this out, or if they break down into a good jump line, Justin Cooper will be in the battle and might actually take this win. But I really hope he stays healthy, because I want to see Justin Cooper 450 outdoors. I 100% believe he is going to be a title threat in outdoors. And another guy who's been kind of disappointing ever since his win at Tampa is Malcolm Stewart. Malcolm Stewart, I really thought that win would give him confidence. I thought he'd be much better at Daytona. Yes, he's won a couple of heat races and he's looked pretty good. When you come from behind to run down Chase Sexton and win a main, we kind of expect you're going to be up there and be one of the guys, and he just hasn't been. Now, this track looks like a track that would suit Malcolm very well, except for he sucks at starts. Lately, he just cannot get starts. And he's going to have to get 3 of them to win the Triple Crown. So maybe he'll win 1 of the 3, but he's going to probably have these bad starts, and there's not as much time to make up in these shorter rounds. I don't know what's going to happen with Malcolm this weekend. If Malcolm could fix his starts and get 3 good starts, he could win it. I don't see it happening, but I would sure like to see it happen. Check out Ride Strapped. Best goggles, glasses, red pill shirts. Head over to ridestrap.com and support a company that really believes in supporting this at a grassroots level. Ridestrap.com. Precision Transport, the best shipping company you'll ever deal with. If you're tired of getting people who are rude on the phone, won't provide tracking, and act like you're bothering them to call them, well, then you're not calling Precision Transport. They are family owned and will get your product there safe, sound, and when they say it will get there. Pretransport.com. Check out Alias MX gear, some high quality gear. Yeah, this is the same company that used to sponsor the Geico Honda team back in the day. They are making a comeback. Go to aliasmx.com and check out their gear. So in the 250 class, I have to talk about Max Anstey first, because I was talking about the 3 guys who could win the title. I said Hammaker, Vial, and Hampshire. I totally forgot about Max Anstey, and he is right in the mix, which is kind of silly on my part, but I did. I totally forgot about the guy who had the red plate just a couple rounds ago, won the opener, but he's been kind of invisible ever since that restart when Levi Kitchen got over on him. Was he able to refocus on that week off? He is an older guy, so maybe that week off or rest might have helped rejuvenate him and get him back in there, but he has got to get back in there and establish himself with a win or fighting for a win or close to it. If he keeps losing points to Vial, RJ, and Hammaker, he's going to find himself outside of the top 3. He's too good to let that happen. I look for Max Anstey to definitely be on the podium this weekend, and he might win this thing. But my favorite to win this weekend is Seth Hammaker. I'm telling you, the confidence he had. He has got more talent than a lot of people think, just because he's had a rough go and he came into the pro ranks beat down from a program over at the Carmichael Ranch that just ran him into the ground. He's finally recovered, and he's showing the potential that I thought he always had. He looks good, and I don't be shocked if he wins this weekend and goes on a run and takes this title. If I was a betting man, he's my favorite right now to win this championship. Tom Vial, Mr. Consistency. He knows how to win titles, but at some point he's going to have to win a race. I don't think you're going to win this championship without winning a race. There's 3 other dudes that are really fast. I think at some point he's going to have to go. The harder pack conditions, he struggles just like Justin Cooper in the whoops. That's going to be a problem for 3 races. If he can't figure out a way to get through the whoops at a high pace, he's not going to win. But he'll probably get 2nd or 3rd, and he's going to force these guys to win races to beat him. He needs a win very badly. I know he has the red plate, but with Seth Hammaker, Max Anstey, and RJ Hampshire all finding their flow, I will say he will not win this championship if he can't win at least one round. At one of these rounds, he's going to have to step up and put points on all 3 of them. And if he keeps getting 2nd and 3rd, he's giving up points to somebody every round. Tom Vial is going to have to find just a little bit more speed if he wants to retain that championship. But if he loses, it might be a good thing, because then he can stay in the 250 class one more year. If he wins the championship, he's out. Then you got RJ Hampshire. Now, he just needs to avoid the big mistake. The speed's there, the intensity's there, all the things that you need to win races and championships RJ has, but he has a tendency to put himself in bad situations, like parking on that Triumph tough block, the big round one. And I'm fine with those round ones. RJ, if you're going to hit that, that's on you. Now, the square ones, I take exception with those ones. They suck, they're dangerous. But if you're going to hit the big round one, that's on the rider. But he did get Triumph a lot of publicity by parking on that tough block for a little while. So, good on RJ for helping out Triumph. Couple guys I am going to keep my eye on this weekend. Dax Bennick. He looked really good at the opener, and then he had that accident where he knocked himself out practicing. Now that he's had a little bit of time between that concussion, Dax Bennick is fast and talented, and he might actually win this weekend. Or I would at least expect Dax to be on the podium multiple times at this Triple Crown. He's good. The track seems to suit him. It's a lot like Tampa, where it's like kind of a good dirt, but it's not going to completely break down. And Max Vohland, damn, he looked good at Indy. He's getting comfortable riding with that handbrake. I'm sure the nerves in his leg are gradually getting better. I think the combination there is, you're going to see Max Vohland getting some good results. Is he going to win? Probably not, but because he's so talented and the way he's figuring out how to ride with that rear brake, Max Vohland's on point. Thank you, members. I appreciate everything. You're all entered to win the Cooper Webb Red Bull helmet that we're giving away at the end of this month. So anyone who has signed up, you are all entered. If you sign up before March 31st when we do the giveaway, you are still entered. I'm going to just pick a random winner, and you're going to win the Cooper Webb Red Bull helmet.